Oh, hi. I'm so glad you're here. We're gonna have a good day today, because we're covering a franchise that's celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. A franchise loved by millions of people, young and old, and one that I've neglected to talk about for quite a while. Until now. Yes, the day you all been waiting for has finally arrived. With that said, let's talk about Blue's Clues.
I was born in the year 1997. As an infant, my parents thought I would have a hard time developing. Fortunately, just a year earlier, Nickelodeon started airing a children's show on their Nick Jr. block called Blue's Clues. It was about solving puzzles and playing games with Steve, the show's live-action host, along with his dog Blue and some other animated characters, while at the same time learning the basics of reading and writing, among other skills. Blue's Clues was a different kind of educational children's show. It used repetition to increase memory and thinking skills, and the way the characters interacted with the viewers, using spoken and physical response, helped empower and build their self-esteem. And with the fact that it was made by a group of people who were pretty much fresh out of college, it really shows how much thought and effort they put into it. Blue's Clues helped shape me into who I am today, and even though it's easy for me to make fun of it now, I still have a high amount of respect and admiration for it.
But you didn't come here to watch me talk about my history with the show. You clicked on a video called Blue's Clues Games. You either watched the show or you didn't, and you want to see things get weird. Or you want to know if these actually exist. Well, they do, and how weird are they? I don't know. So, yeah, there's actually been a series of Blue's Clues games made for various consoles. I don't have all of them, but for the sake of this video, we'll be taking a look at the ones that I just happen to own. Will you help? You will? Great. Well, I'm not sure what you can do to help. I mean, all you can do is just watch the video. So, have fun.
The earliest known Blue's Clues games that I can find were released on PC starting in 1998, made by a company called Humongous Entertainment, the same people that created Putt Putt, Spy Fox, and Freddy Fish. Now, when I recorded all the footage for the PC games, it turned out that the audio wasn't detected for some reason, so I'm just gonna use generic music. I hope you don't mind. I used to play these games a lot when I was younger, the first one I remember being Blue's Birthday. It's partially based on an episode of the show, but I'm just blown away by how much it actually looks like the show. In fact, if I can say anything about these games, I don't know how they did it, but Humongous Entertainment pretty much perfectly replicated the look and feel of the show for computers. My computer, however, is anything but a powerhouse, so that logically means playing older games on newer, better hardware is gonna cause a couple problems. This also means I'm gonna get a lot of audio and graphical hiccups. I can't play the audio, but look at Steve here. He's kinda got these lines going across him like an old TV. Doesn't change the game too much though. Blue's Birthday has 4 different missions, I guess? During each mission, you have to go around looking for Blue's clues to figure out things like what Blue wants to give her friends to do at her birthday party, or what snack she wants to have at her party. You find the clues by either looking in plain sight or helping other characters solve their problems and making the clue appear. And of course, you gotta put the clue down in your handy-dandy notebook. You don't draw it per se, instead you put it together like a puzzle and have Steve draw over it. Exciting, I know. Then when you find all 3 clues, you go to the thinking chair to put all the clues together and figure it out. They could afford to film full motion video of the real Steve, but they couldn't afford to get him in the real thinking chair. Okay then, once you figure it out, you go to the party and partake in some various activities. These include making pizzas for your friends or playing around with this coloring book. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. Alright, first I'm gonna make the weather look beautiful. Yep, when I think of paradise, this is exactly what I think about. Moving on, let's see. Well, Blue looks pretty normal, but wait, Blue's got them red eyes going on. I don't know what she's doing when the cameras aren't rolling, but it's starting to show and I think I want some.
I have such a newfound respect for coloring books now.
There are other things to do in this game too, like finding noisemakers. They don't do anything, but if I'm not questioning it, then you shouldn't either. There's a minigame where you have to help a baby chick find another chick that's wearing the same hat as him. Squad goals? You can go to the present store and buy a couple presents for Blue. You can help Mr. Salt and Mrs. Pepper make Blue's birthday cake. And oh, look, I can make Blue a birthday card. How about butt? Just butt. Blue's getting butt for her birthday. And since this is a game made by Humongous Entertainment, there's a lot of things to click on. You can click on just about anything and get it to do something. I'm not too sure what their thing is with clicking on things, but I guess it could be fun for younger kids. And I'll admit, as a 19-year-old, this game actually is kind of fun. Looking for clues, traveling through all these places, interacting with all these characters, it really feels like I'm watching the show.
Unfortunately, I can't show the rest of the game because it originally came on 2 discs and I only have the first disc. So let's go ahead and move on to our next game, Blue's Treasure Hunt.
Blue's Treasure Hunt is more or less the same thing. It's also based on an episode of the show, and it retains a lot of the same stuff from the Blue's birthday game. The clues, the clicking, the opening where Blue chooses not to come out when Steve calls for her. Gee, she's quite the good hider. I mean, she couldn't possibly be anywhere specific, like behind this ball. It's like she's completely invisible or something. But instead of the birthday theme, this one has a treasure hunt vibe going on. The treasure bug here sends us on this wild goose chase, and every time we find him, he'll give us a key to open a door that leads to the land of great discovery. But in order to find him, we'll have to get treasure hunt scrolls from other characters and a squirrel. Treasure Bug gets even pickier when he says he won't give us the key until we tell him a certain character's favorite treasure, which we have to figure out by playing Blue's Clues. It's kind of like Indiana Jones not being able to get the Holy Grail until he guesses his dad's favorite number. Blue's Treasure Hunt is similar to Blue's Birthday in terms of how it plays, but this one throws in a few more minigames. There's a puzzle-solving minigame, a game where you have to catch leaves in a basket, a game where you have to look for numbers in a garden, a game where you have to put pictures in the right order, and I guess you'd call this the What's Different game. And there's a raccoon drawing with chalk on a sidewalk, like Sly Cooper in his preschool days. I'll be honest, I had a bit of a harder time finding the clues with this one. The way you have to find them is a little more complex than the birthday game. It's kind of hard to explain without you having to play the game for yourself, but it's definitely not impossible. But once Treasure Bug gives you the last key, you can finally get into the land of great discovery, which apparently supports the LGBT community. But that's great, I do too. I respect that. Oh, they want me to paint the rainbow too? Okay then, give me a second. Boom, there we go. Okay guys, let's ride down the blood red rainbow into who knows where.
Alright, we finally made it. But, huh? There doesn't seem to be anything here. Well, I see a little window down there. Can I put stuff here? Huh. I guess I can. Let's try it out.
Okay, here we are. Welcome to my magical land. Don't mind the giant dog turd. Blue's just been building it up for a couple years. Anyway, we've got the playroom here. There's a globe and a fish and a stuffed dinosaur. Here's the music room with a bunch of instruments lying around, like a drum, another drum, a triangle, only the best. And of course, we have the computer room. Here's the computer, a thinking chair, a mushroom. Don't mind the farm animals, they just tie the room together. Oh, and I guess Blue got a little busy here too. Silly dog. What? It's not my house. I can't get mad if I ain't living there. Alright, there are 2 other Blue's Clues PC games I want to talk about. These being Blue's Reading Time Activities and Blue's ABC Time Activities. What makes these games so interesting is that you don't even play Blue's Clues in either of them. Instead, you play a bunch of mini-games related to whatever it is they're trying to teach you. In ABC Time, you play a bunch of letter association games to get more words to put into Blue's word book. In Reading Time, you play some word association games to gather news stories for a newspaper that Blue and her friends are putting together. Yeah, this is back when newspapers were still relevant. And also, why is everything in the neighborhood labeled? Even the sky has a label. How does one even give the sky a label? And why does it even need a label? You know what that is. What do you think it's called? The schmangle dooble goof? I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like these ones too much. I used to play ABC Time a lot when I was younger, but nowadays it's still kind of fun, but it's also repetitive. Not in a way that can help kids master specific skills, I mean like in a way that gets boring after a while. And because there's a small number of games to play, you'll play each one so many times that you just might go insane. If the games themselves were simple and fun, it wouldn't be much of an issue, but they're really basic. Pick a food that starts with this letter, find an animal that starts with this letter, follow letters in the sand to get to shovel and pail. Wait, what does that say? My cat loves to play drums? Would a bad lip reading write these or something? Reading Time is the same thing, but trust me, it's worse. The only game that won't completely bore you is this Go Fish game. The rest are just labeling things in a book and listening to a story while answering questions about a few specific details within that story. Yeah, these games will put you to sleep. Neither Reading Time or ABC Time are terrible, just not as fun as the other PC games. Out of the two, I'd probably go back to ABC Time, because Reading Time is just boring, and sometimes a boring game is worse.
Alright, that's it for the PC. But our slew of Blue's Clues games doesn't end there, because, believe it or not, there have also been some games released for legit gaming platforms. Let's see what the PC Master Race has to say about that. Anyway, the next game we'll be looking at is Blue's Clues, Blue's alphabet book for the Game Boy Color. I heard there was also a Super Nintendo version, but I looked at the cover and... yeah, it's fake. Alright, let's get this puppy started, shall we? No pun intended. Okay, now I'm starting to wish this version was fake too.
Okay, not sure what's going on here. The voices are making my ears ring in a way they probably shouldn't. Where are all the pages? Now I'm in the kitchen and have to match up food, and now there's a clue. We see it drawn like it's in MS Paint. Now I'm outside, and now I have to push this letter to Shovel and Pail on the beach. I found another clue, and now I'm back in the kitchen and have to find letters in Blue's alphabet soup. Now I found the last clue, and... what did I figure out? What was the answer? Alright, I think I got it figured out now. Apparently, all the pages in this alphabet book went missing and are scattered all around the house. And we have to play like 10 games of Blue's Clues to figure out where all the pages are, and the only way we can get the clues to appear is by playing games with all the other characters. But like Reading Time and ABC Time, there's not that many to play, they're not that fun, and playing them over and over again can be maddening. This one game on the beach is a lot like the Shovel and Pail game from ABC Time, only more boring. And every time Blue pushes the letter down the path, she barks, and you have to hear that horrible buzzing again. And later, they throw in another path thinking it'll mess you up at all, but it's so clearly a dead end. Even kids will be able to see that. How about this game where you have to catch leaves in a basket, like the treasure hunt game? It's way too easy. When you catch the wrong leaves in the basket, it doesn't punish you or anything. No. I'm sure kids want to feel like winners all the time, but you gotta show them what it's like to lose if you want them to feel better about winning. The PC games had actual problem solving for kids to do in order to find the clues. This game just holds your hand throughout the whole thing. And give the PC games credit, they were at least a little faster. Those games feel like Sonic the freaking Hedgehog compared to this. This Slippery Soap game takes an eternity to finish because of how slow the cursor moves. Side Table and her stupid xylophone not only gave me the wrong notes, I know what I'm talking about, I have perfect pitch, don't question me, but again, the cursor moves so slow. That letter on the beach isn't exactly speedy either. It's like trying to move it through a pile of molasses. I was not expecting this at all. I'm starting to question everything about this game. Why does Shovel look like he just got beat up? Why do the magnets on the fridge say cup? Why does Steve look like he's turning into one of those kids from the Christmas tree? Why? Why am I playing this? Well, because I'm an idiot, I decided to see what exactly I get for finding all the pages. So I got all the pages and... Wait, that's it?
You get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
You're not even gonna reward me for that? Speaking as somebody who enjoyed the Humongous Entertainment games at my age, I honestly don't expect kids to get any sort of enjoyment out of this game. Well, there's one more game left to look at, but it hasn't come in the mail yet, so I'm not sure.
Mail time.
Thank you. Oh boy, we just got a package. Wait, no, that's stupid. I'm just gonna open it. Oh boy, Blue's Big Musical for the PlayStation. The same platform that gave us games like Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil, and Silent Hill. Well, surely it can't be as bad as the Game Boy game, right? I mean, this is the PlayStation we're talking about. How much worse can it...
Mark, you in there?
Dude, you alright?
The more I think about it, the Oh man. If this is supposed to tell me what the rest of the game is gonna be like, it's probably gonna kill me. I mean, dude, why does that look so bad? And they couldn't even get the real Steve? The PC games had him. This is the PlayStation. What's their excuse? Just look at the animation. Yes, Steve, perform that constipated dance of 1,000 demons. Tomodachi Life, eat your heart out. How about the rest of the game? Okay, here we go. Steve and the gang are putting on a music show like they do in the TV movie this game is based on. In order to get ready, we'll have to go around giving tickets to friends like Blue Kitten, who I'm pretty sure is brain dead. Oh, never mind, she's okay. Because I was gonna say, I relate to her right now. Graphically, it looks better than the Game Boy game, but it's incredibly JPEG-ish. Look at all the pixels, look at how bad the animations are. Look at how the front door of the house is also the bathroom door. Look at how there's no doggy door on the other side. How about the audio? The PC games used music from the show, but here, it sounds like they recycled music from a scrapped SpongeBob game. And they didn't even use good music. Also, why does it sound like every bone in Blue's body is breaking every time she does this? The mixing is really bad too. There are a lot of times where somebody would be talking and then they'd just stop, like their audio gets cut off. Doesn't make the timing or the pace any worse because it's already bad enough. Pauses not being long enough, characters not giving the player enough time to respond. Why am I playing this game?
What's that sound?
It's just the sound of
Oh, look at that. There's a loading screen every time I go anywhere. I go here, it loads. I go there, it loads. Loaded, 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 loaded. Isn't that great? Mailbox wants me to get some tape for him? All right, I'll go get it. Here it is. Wait, how are you talking to me when I'm in the living room and you're in the backyard? Who cares? I figured out Blue's Clues. Wait, I gotta play again? We already played it. I'll
just go with it.
Let's go to the present store and play a game. I have no idea how this game works, but it doesn't matter because I found the clue anyway. What's the answer?
A maraca.
That's supposed to be a maraca? Okay, whatever. Yay, it's the planet song. Well, the sun's a hot star, and Mercury's hot too. Venus is the brightest planet, and Earth's home to me and you. Mars... You didn't even finish the song! What is the world coming to? Holy cow, we're gonna play Blue's Clues again, that's great! Careful not to jump on those crayons, you gotta jump over them. You thought Pokemon Go was hazardous to your health? Well, I don't know if you're aware, but jumping on crayons is the #1 cause of all the deaths. Oh, and if you could please shut up about Pokemon Go, that'd be nice. Oh look, another game! Whoa. You know, I thought this game was gonna deliver on the child-friendly, innocent good times, but apparently not even Blue's Clues can resist a little blackface. And how do you play in the game? You just press one button. Just one, the same one, over and over. No challenge or anything. Yay, we figured out Blue's Clues. This game is slowly draining me of my soul. Is this what my life's been leading up to? Why does this game exist? Why do I exist? Okay, you can probably tell at this point that Blue's Big Musical is not a very good game. In fact, I dare even say that it's probably one of the worst games I've ever played. It's messy, it's cluttered, it has this Eldritch abomination. Worst of all, it's boring. If a game on the same platform that gave us some of the most critically acclaimed video games of all time can't do what a game made by a company that gave us a purple talking car can do, that is definitely a problem. But this video wasn't a complete failure. The PC games turned out pretty good. Well, 2 of them anyway. Blue's Birthday and Blue's Treasure Hunt gave me a fun time and really made me feel like I was watching the show. Maybe if there are better Blue's Clues games out there, I'll try them out, but for now, I just want to wish Blue's Clues a very happy 20th anniversary. And to everybody who worked on it and helped shape me into this poor sap you see before you, I just want to say thank you. Well, it's time for so long, but we'll sing just one more song. No! Okay, this part wasn't scripted, but I just thought I'd let you know. As I was recording this, I started hearing thunder, and there's like a thunder / rainstorm happening outside my house right now. I got a feeling, and it started while I was recording, so I'm starting to think that was like a sign. That's just like something to reflect the emotions that I went through when playing some of these games, because I mean, that can't be a coincidence. Maybe I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Well, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't know what my excuse is, but, oh, there it goes again. That's my thunder noise. Oh, and there's a fly. This place is a mess. Alright, bye! I'm gonna go melt again.